Hola Colchoneros, welcome to Atleti Fanatics, and you can say hi to my friend as well. Most of you will recognize him. Some hate him for some reason, but it's okay. So we make it 3-3, a perfect. I would say a week, to be honest. The same scoreline as the one against Union Saint Julia, USG, whatever you want to call it. 3-1. But again, it's the same thing. Like the way we achieve this win again. Are you happy with Saint Geeks?
The game itself was frustrating to watch. For it reminds me exactly of the Sevilla game in the way that it felt like 70 minutes of just nonsense and bad football, and then we swap off Solot and we play good football. And it's like, okay, cool. Why are you making me go through this? It's the exact same thing here again. So we start off the game really strong. We stretchy defense. We call it. They can't really Levante can't really properly contain us, and as a result, the goalkeeper panics. They get a own goal and these other things. But in a different game, that's probably just an easy setup for your striker of either Solot or Alvarez or somebody. You know what I mean? So it goes to show when we were playing ball to feet in the first 10 minutes, we were doing something very dangerous to them. But it doesn't come without caveats. We call it Levante had one corner and immediately scored on us. They had no chance before that. I don't think they had a chance after that. I I can't really express to you how upset it's consistently been throughout the season, where it's the far post, it's the near post, it's the middle of the pitch. It's like at this point you'll just have to be scared of even doing fouls around the penalty area, like it, because at some point, because of how bad we are, they'll just concede. We had 21 corners. Correct me if I'm wrong. 21 corners, maybe two were even somewhat threatening. That one with Ruggieri, I think, in the second half, and then one at Jimenez, who probably should have done a bit better. That's it. 21 corners. You give 21 corners to us, no? That is four, five, six goals easily, right? No if, buts, or maybes about that. You concede. And it don't matter the team. It could be Bayern, it could be Levante, it could be anybody, right? And that means we have a very clear weakness. We've had this weakness for a while now. I think both me and you are tired of talking about it. It's a consistent problem. Go and fix it. I'm tired of watching this nonsense. And the worst part is you can't even say, like, Solar wasn't even bad at the set pieces, but he wasn't really useful either. And I think that means that it kind of implies an organizational problem, because how is Manu Sánchez, who's less than 5'10", getting a free header, time to make the perfect decision against Oblak, and Oblak is completely helpless in his own box against a corner? And now, mind you, the only other two chances that they got were against and set pieces in that game. We have to talk about it. We'll talk about it when we're talking about the halves and these other things. It's a problem. The 3-1 is nice, but had we had a different game plan from the very jump, we would have been much more comfortable in this game. We would have been much better off in this game. So we have to talk about the initial part, Alex. How do you feel about the lineups? I saw your lineup on the Atleti Fanatics account on Twitter. I thought to myself, besides Cardoso, that was like, it's spot on.
Yeah, I mean, like because I expected Johnny Cardoso to start because we talked about this in the preview as well.
Mhm.
Because like you need to give him minutes, and like some people were saying like no, like he won't come on because maybe like he'll start after the break. Atleti is saving him for the break, but again, like like now you have a 2 weeks gap. So for me, like it was perfect to bring on Johnny Cardoso
Mhm.
and to start him again. Levante again, even though like they're stubborn opponent when they play against us, but I think like we could have done again. it wouldn't have makes any difference. I mean, with Koke again, I would say it was almost similar, but again, Koke had a good game, I would say. But you could see, like, the guy is not the same as, like the energy level is not the same from Koke. So for Johnny Cardoso, this was a perfect match to start. But then again, you save him, and now we have 2 weeks break again. So well, I hope, like, like whenever he comes back, like he's 100%, because now there's no excuse for Johnny
Mm.
Cardoso as well.
There's no international work for him at all. You know.
Exactly, he's not going as well. So I really expect Johnny Cardoso like to just come in, and with that rigidness, that hungerness for the match against Getafe. And if you're gonna choose Johnny Cardoso against Getafe again, the match is going to be physical. So you need your physical players in that match. And again, the starting lineup, I just, like we just talked about this in the preview as well. Like I really thought like this was a perfect game for Sorloth as well, because you need that physical presence up there. But it kind of, like, I don't know, like it didn't really, like, I think we didn't really use Sorloth, like like as Simeone like intended him to be for this match. We couldn't really like use him, and then just for that reason, I would say Sorloth had nothing to do in the match. And I don't really remember Sorloth actually doing something. I was just seeing him having a jog in the park. That's it. Again, the guy relies on service, yes, but we didn't really give him that. And whenever we do give him service, like this, he's the first guy like to miss a chance as well. So you don't know what you're getting with Sorloth, but like again, it's the kind of profile which Atletico definitely needs. Now that's up to Alemani now, what kind of player he want to bring in, because again, Sorloth has interest from Premier League. So let's see what happens. But like it's definitely the right like figure we need up front. Like we need a big center forward, that's for sure. But then again, I knew Bino would start on the left, and then Barrios, obviously. I mean, this guy all helped us with the first goal as well. Then Giuliano, again, like you said, like like he's just like too good right now to be dropped at the moment. Lorente had a rest in the Champions League midweek, so obviously he was going to start. And then Jimenez, Hansko, and Ruggieri. Thankfully, it was not Longley. That was like I was expecting, like like maybe he'll just go with, I don't know, Jimenez or Longley, and then David Hansko. But yeah, thankfully. Okay, I have this question. Were you happy with the performance of Ruggieri?
I don't know. I didn't really think too much on it, to be honest with you. There were moments where he was making some nice overlapping runs with Bayana, but for the most part, they don't quite have everything in sync in comparison to Almada. So I don't think I hated it. I think he was fine for the most part. I think that's all I needed to see from a game compared to the last game where he was quite poor. So not too much to talk about. I think he crossed a few times. Wasn't too
Good,
accurate.
good crosses.
I don't think we had good crosses across the board, to be honest with you, Doug.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So
Not
this is
really
this
good.
is yeah, this is where my like problem with Ruggieri is becoming like
Mm.
going forward. Like you have to be now like going forward. Like I see Javi Galan better than him at the moment, because Javi Galan can like he can beat the press. He can go forward. Like defensively, yes, Javi Galan is not that good for sure, but going forward, Javi Galan is actually good. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, he is
Well,
good going forward.
I don't agree, but that's okay.
No, he is. He is. I think like last season, like he had some, like there were some few matches where his crossing was very good. You mentioned Sevilla. You mentioned. Have you seen that cross to Sorloth from Javi Galan?
You mean last season, Sevilla?
L-
Like,
Last season, yeah, last season.
okay, I
Going
feel like
forward,
of the
going forward,
entire
Javi
season,
Galan.
you're reminding one specific.
No, I mean like I remember a few more crosses as well.
I think
Okay,
it's
all right.
fine.
Okay, the game against Real Sociedad. Was
Wait,
it Real Sociedad? Yeah, the game against Real Sociedad, the game against who was
that
this? Where
wasn't a good delivery actually against Sociedad when Solat scored from it.
yeah, there was one more. Rodrigo De Paul scored from it. I can't remember. But
Wasn't
again, like
that
my
bad. It
point
was
is like
back against Valladolid, I believe.
Valladolid, yeah, there you go. But again, I'm saying is Javi Galan going forward looks better right now to me. So Ruggeri definitely has to improve. I mean, come on, this guy is not looking good going forward. And defensively, again, we don't need another. Let's say again, like I'm praising Javi Galan, but again, I'm gonna say like we don't need another player like Javi Galan. So we really need to improve. So I hope Ruggeri improves. I really hope.
I don't know. I feel like you're being a bit harsh on Rogeri to me.
Maybe because again, like David Hansko for me, like yesterday, the balls he was giving from the back, like the perfect
Pause.
ball to Pablo Barrios in the start of the match, that pinpoint ball.
Mm-hmm.
For again, like in order, like in order to make the team better, Simeone has to use David Hansko as a left back against good teams. So I just don't want that situation. So I need a good left back over there. So maybe that's why I'm being harsh over Ojeri because David Hansko, again, we all know as a centre back, David Hansko is very, very good. And again, we saw the match against Levante yesterday. So the ball he gave to Paulo Barrios, and again, not just once. I think he did quite a few times. So David Hansko
He
at centre
can he
back,
can he can
when
play
he's
really well,
comfortable, he'll.
as you said, yeah. So it's the same thing. We did it with LJ where he got the assist for Solot. It's like he can do more offensively than a lot of other players, but the fact that he had chance creation from a centre back position kind of now sits back and you're like, you really got a long way when we had a guy like this actively wanting us last season. Like, what was wrong with you? We could have had this last season.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just don't remind me of March. Yeah, I just came
Mm.
out of that trauma. But anyway, the first half. Let's just talk about the first half. So the first 5 minutes, we get the chance against David Hansko to Paulo Barrios.
Hmm.
Very good ball, a very good first touch as well. But I think he should have passed it to Sorloth. That could have been a tap in.
I thought
But
so too initially. I
but
do if either that or take a better shot, whichever one.
yeah, I think he just. I mean, it was almost perfect. Good ball, good touch, and then you just have a very, very soft shot towards the goal. That was very easy for the goalkeeper to save. And then again, then Giuliano, and then combines with Paulo Barrios. Paulo Barrios crosses the ball, which again is not a good cross. The keeper tries to deflect it away, but he cannot. It hits the De La Fuente, and then it ends up in the back of the net, which was funny. I don't know De La Fuente where he was looking. Like he didn't know what was going on. It's just like, oh shit, what happened?
That's not his fault though. That's 100% on the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying like the guy was clueless.
Yeah.
He didn't even know like when it hit his knee. But there you go, 1-0, and then the match went on again. Seriously, man, like we really need a good set piece coach. I don't know, like Andre Berta has to help us on this one. Come on, get one set piece coach from Arsenal. Actually, Premier League has been very good in set pieces this season. They've
With long
been
throws and
literally
stuff too. Yeah.
long throws and set pieces and corners. They've been very, very good Premier League team. So we really need some set piece, a good set piece coach. Because again, like if we're saying like 21 corners and nothing is coming out of it, I mean, it should ring your. It should. There's definitely something wrong.
It kind of also puts a problem now where I think teams can now comfortably say, "Oh, nice, let's get a corner. Nothing's going to happen here," and that should never be. You should never be comfortable against a corner against any big team. To be honest.
Exactly, especially Atletico de Madrid. I mean, this is what we laid our foundations on, like set pieces, getting few chances, scoring from the stances, and then again scoring from set pieces and defending those set pieces. That was our like main game plan. It used to be. I mean, we've scored so many goals. Been we've won so many matches like this. Again, when Simeone just came over, it was all about this only. Again, Miranda, that goal in Bernabeu came from a set piece where we won the competition. Yeah, in Bernabeu. So again, almost won the Champions League as well. But again, what I'm saying is we really need to improve on this one because this is not helping. And again, going forward into the season, like the depth of the season, this won't work. Like defending set pieces. And I mean, like, fine, you can't score from set pieces, okay, but at least we should be able to defend it. Because again, you concede against Arsenal from 2-3 set pieces. Even not just Arsenal, I think the past 4 or 5 goals Atleti have conceded are all from the set pieces, which
Probably, yeah.
which I mean, like, it should really, really, like, like, concern Simeone. This guy should be on alert right now. But anyway, like I'm saying, like, can't go into the depth of the season with this kind of defending on set pieces because there will be knockout games, and then there will be teams like who'll fine, like, you can have a dominant display, but like if they score on a set piece and they park the bus, the game is over. I don't think Atleti would be able to create anything after that. And then again, there's a risk of conceding from counterattacks as well. So this has to improve. I mean, we are not up against any team right now in knockout stage, but again, that's coming very soon. So we should be ready for it. But the second half again, Manu Sanchez, the same thing I'm talking about, that happened, and some people are blaming Oblak for it, which I mean, I don't think like it's his fault. Like, yes, like it hit his hand, but like like when someone who's empty and like who hits the ball from that close range, I don't think any keeper has that kind of chance to save it. But he
People are
still
very
tried.
harsh on keepers in a lot of moments because they think, oh, they should be able to save that. And I've openly said this before. I'm not the best judge when it comes to keepers because it's such a specialized role in football. But I think if you've ever been in a situation, like a lot of times, just being close enough to a keeper and getting the ball on your head to the keeper, near to the box, that's it. It's done. It doesn't matter how good of a keeper or how good your reaction time is. It's too
And
fast.
especially when the ball, like
Bouncing, yeah.
it's bouncing, exactly, touches the ground, and then it gains more momentum.
The real problem in that goal that Manu Sanchez scores is he has enough time and space to think about what he does and get to perfectly execute it without being impaired. And Oblak is left. Oblak almost saves it, which is a testament to Oblak, not against him. Because we saw later on in the game, yeah, he was kind of saving our ass anyway. You know what I mean? Like we did give
Again, one more corner was there where Oblak had to save it. I think this was in the second half. Yeah, this was in
second
the
half,
second
yeah.
half. Yeah,
But
but
that's explained that more so explains the real problem, which is the defense is failing him in this specific area. It's a very clear area that we fail in, and we need to fix it because every other time Levante tried to counter us, Hanko, Jimenez, or Barrios would just clean up shop, or even Llorente and Ruggieri. That was it, the clean up shop. So it will be addressed. Um, yeah, there's one thing I would like to talk about though, which is the real issue to me. Um, Simeone's desire for these players who I think should not be playing at all. So I won't talk about the subs yet because that's in the second half. But
wait for the second half. Yeah, wait for the second half. I don't think like anything happened in the first half, like except these two things. We
nothing
had
really.
corners, yes, and then again it was just these two things. I think the match actually started when Griezmann came on and Atleti started playing much better. Even before that, like I think it wasn't much. But anyway, I think is your thoughts on the first half.
So it is clear to I think there is a chart that I can show you. Right, there's a guy on Twitter who does really nice statistical charts on pass maps and these other things from games in LaLiga. He did one for the Atletico game against Levante. You could see the pass maps of Atletico and then also Levante. In this game, um, we could just we call it pull it up. I pull it up so we could show everybody else. I'll ask the guy for permission afterwards as well. But you could see the real problem, which is the passing in the first game was actually really good in the first half. In the first 60 minutes was good, and it was good movement. But You could see that Solot was completely isolated and he did not do anything at any point in time to really damage the team. Like it Alvarez, who in a position that he doesn't particularly want to be, still created chances. Alex Baena created a ton of chances. You know what I mean? Giuliano was linking up. He was doing things. Llorente was
True.
creating chances. So you can pull it out. But the the real to me the real problem is if Solot cannot be a part of Plan A team, right? Stop shoehorning him in. You can't play a man into form. We've said this a million times. It is a simple matter of, can you realistically say what does Solot do for you to start every time? I don't think there's anything wrong with him in the squad per se, and even that I don't necessarily believe 100%. Like we've said this a million times. His profile is necessary. He's tall, blah blah blah, but he's not good in the air, right? He's never been good at the air. We cross a million times. His box movement isn't good. His runs aren't good. His anticipation isn't good. A lot of times you just get these moments where if you can ask Villarreal fans too, last season last time when Solot was with Villarreal, you had Gerard Moreno and Alex Baena feeding him. Those are the two best chance creators in Europe, feeding him non-stop, and he got 23 goals in LaLiga. Props. You should have got 40. I'm gonna be real with you. Like that, Alex Baena is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, like I agree, but I think like I also kind of like want to say that like Atleti's game plan was again for this match is like was to find Solot from crosses or let's say long balls or anything. That was I
One.
think the main plan. But again, like when you see like we had 74% of possession in this match, 74%. That's
Mm-hmm.
a lot. As a Atleti fan, 74% possession. I mean, that can make you lose your November, which is going on right now. So 74% possession is a lot for Atletico de Madrid. And you had 21 corners. But again, with your main point to find Sorloth, which you're not able to do it. So again, I think it's also on the fact that like we were not able to find it. I mean, like we had a game plan and like you are not following your game plan only. And then Sorloth is again, it's like nothing. You can just put two sticks, like on there at the pitch. It's literally the same. Like then you're already playing with 10 men. So
And
it's
it
not gonna
feels like
work
that.
unless
It
until
feels
like you follow the
every
game
time
plan.
too, it doesn't it? Every time it feels like that.
True. Like whenever like we're not able to find Sorloth fails to like have an impact to the game. Like the only frustration I get is like he doesn't try to do something. Like if the players are not able to find it, like you should try to do something. Like press, maybe try to link a play, anything. I mean, Sorloth's link a play this season has been better for sure. Yes. But again, you have to, get involved in the game. If I'm gonna use an example of Erling Haaland,
Mm.
again, like the guy relies on service. Yes, but like he the other things as well. He does other things as well. For example, he presses good. He tries to link a play. He tries to drop down. He's always moving here and there. With Sorloth, is much more like he kind of like stays over there only. He's not that mobile. Like from making runs here and there.
Which
This is
is weird
my
because he's not
frustration with.
slow, is he? He's not incapable of doing the things that you just mentioned. So it's hitting my head because it's like every week we see the same thing. You don't press well. You don't pass particularly well. Your link up players increase. Your hold up players and all that still. You what do you call it? You're not good aerially. You're not good at these other things. You're not particularly strong either. You get bullied a lot actually. Um, it you have all of these things and you sit down and you realize Griezmann, who is 34 right now, coming off the bench and coming in and giving us a completely different outlook while doing almost nothing different in terms of the actual football. All he's doing is making runs in behind. All he's doing is trying to link up, and all he's doing is that. I say that all that like as easy, but the execution is what separates Solot and Griezmann. Because if Solot had the same execution that Griezmann had at the height, and the physicality that he can have, Griezmann would have no reason to play with us. But he can't because that's not who he is. And we knew that from the moment that we bought him. So I don't know why we bought him. But here we are.
True, true. I mean, come on, this guy has to go back to his 2015-16 kind of a season, where every set piece was a threat. So, yeah. But anyway, moving on to the second half. St. Keeks, your thoughts on the second half. Then I'll start with mine. By the way, before you start, Atleti has scored in every single game. And this has happened after 1982 and 3 season, which happened under Luis Aragonés era.
Okay.
So
Well, in La
that
Liga, you mean, because we did
in
score.
La Liga, yeah, like 12, that's 12 games, and like we scored in every game, and we took the lead in every game as well.
We've barely lost, been losing in any game. I'm still surprised that we lost to Espanyol in retrospect. But
Set pieces again, same thing. But anyway,
no
go on,
difference
thank you. Yeah,
to the USG thing either. But this game, you see the same thing. So in the second half, we kick off with the same players. We do a little bit better, but nothing really works. It's kind of boring. Levante is slowly picking it up. Subs come on, which are more than warranted. Griezmann comes on for Solot, and I was a little shocked when it was Barrios off and not Baena, because I thought Baena would come off, considering the fact that you want to keep Barrios and these other things. But Barrios coming off probably has something to do with the international break. You don't want to overlook him. He has to do these things for the international team. So okay, you switch.
and I think he'll start. Pedri is injured. I think Barrios will start.
That is a possibility. Um, so that also plays into the factor of it. Gallagher comes on. I I I I was a little confused why he would come on instead of Johnny, because I thought, well, if you do that, now you can have Koke, who has less defensive responsibility, and Johnny can just pass to Koke, and Koke can just take his passes wherever he wants. He doesn't have to move as much. And I thought, oh, nice. Now Bayern can do what he needs to do and create these chances and all this other stuff. So to see Bayern go into the middle of the pitch again, a little confusing. You could see, even though he's capable and he wants to be, there were moments and times where you don't want to have him there. He made a very bad back pass, trial pass out of any build up deep, where Levante almost created a chance out of it. There's a few other moments and times where you would just prefer to see him further forward. But I digress. Griezmann comes onto the pitch, scores 30 seconds later. Shock and awe, we play better without Solid. Who would have seen that coming? I don't know. Who would have seen that coming? Anyway.
I mean, if you see that move as well, it's literally like 4 passes. We beat Levante with just 4 passes. Baena, I think Baena received it from, I can't really remember who he received it from, but Baena to Giuliano turns, Giuliano to Llorente, a very good ball from Giuliano. Again, I think in this Atleti side right now.
I think that was Alvarez,
No, that was Giuliano.
Okay, even better.
That was Giuliano. So Giuliano to Llorente to Griezmann. Perfect. Within 3-4 passes, you beat the team, and it happened for Griezmann. And this is what I'm saying. Like at this moment, we have 2 players on top of the form right now, Giuliano and Marcus Llorente. And I mean, you can say Griezmann as well. For me, again, like you mentioned, like 30 seconds, Griezmann. It's kind of like it's what we asked from him. Do you remember, like he'll have a different role coming to the season. He'll come off from the bench, like he'll has that different duty. He has to be that kind of like super sub kind of a player for us this season, and he is fulfilling this role. You have to agree with it. He has 4 goals, and all are from the bench, and he's our second top goal scorer in La Liga with 4 goals. I think Giuliano is with 3 or 4. I forgot.
3.
Well, 3. Yeah. So again, Griezmann is our second best goal scorer, and like all came from the bench. So Griezmann is kind of like right now our Angel Correa replacement at the moment, because again he's bringing goals from the bench, which we actually need.
which is great, but it's also kind of tough for Raspadori, who's kind of been a little bit shanked, not shanked, so shafted a bit in terms of minutes, because I think we've already said this, he kind of does deserve minutes. And it's a shame because in this game, I think Atletico was head and shoulders better than Levante from start to finish. Even with Levante having some good moments from Carlos Alvarez, Etta Young being really good in terms of we call it build up and these other things. I was watching. I was doing a live thing with Steve, and he asked me, "Would you take Etta Young?" I was like, "I'd take him right now." There's no if buts or maybe. He barely makes bad decisions. He's really good for 5'11". He has better hold up play, better movement, better everything than what we have as our quote unquote 9 in Solat. I don't want to see the opposite situation, but I know we're not going to go for him. I think he's probably going to Barcelona. But let me not talk too much about that. It was more so the swiftness in that motion that you just mentioned. It's 4 passes. The reason why that happens is Griezmann makes the initial run, right? Giuliano sees the run and immediately links up, which he's been doing the entire game. As soon as he sees Barrios, as soon as he sees Llorente, he's going to pass it to them, try his best, and he very often succeed. Giuliano makes the pass to Griezmann. Griezmann picks it off. Sorry, it's not Giuliano. Bayana makes the pass to Griezmann, right?
Giuliano. Oh, hang on. You're talking about the first goal or the second one?
First goal.
Second
goal was complicated.
Yeah, no, it was Bayana, Giuliano, Llorente, Griezmann.
Sorry, correct. I'm mixing it up. It's so Bayana sees good movement from Giuliano, and the reason why Giuliano is making movement is because he sees Griezmann in the correct position, right? Llorente, seeing what's happened, makes the run early. He gets the ball. Griezmann is offside this whole time, right? Because he already made the initial run. But because of how fast Llorente is, the play immediately goes back to being onside. The situation has changed entirely because of one initial run from Griezmann that Solat gave us at no point in time throughout the entire game, which is just it's insulting to not just us but himself, because I know you can do this. I've seen you do it before. I don't know why you don't want to do it, because it's very clear that he's capable. Just make the run. If you make the run, somebody else can find you, and then you can get your goal. Griezmann makes the run. Llorente finds him. We get the goal immediately. 30 seconds off after 30 seconds from Solat coming off. From that point of the 2-1, there was a sort of a concern that, maybe Levante gets a random goal out of nothing. But we still just kept on creating chance after chance. And there was the mistake of the back pass. They looked like they were going to start a counter, but they made a bad back pass. Griezmann gets the ball, and it was pretty much over from the moment to touch Griezmann's feet. He gets a really good pass into Alvarez, who gets a shot blocked by a really good save from the keeper with his hand last minute. Griezmann takes the opportunity and finishes it off. 2 goals, limited time, instant impact. Keep in mind, Alvarez, despite having a relatively quiet game, created 6 chances in that game. 6. That's insane. That's
true.
So you can see why we can't sub him off. Like, he's too impactful. He's too good at what he does. Even though I think we can both say he wasn't at his best today, or yesterday. So it could have been capped off with a goal, but it doesn't really matter, because ultimately it's still a good performance despite it not being his best. And you also have to say, Alex Bayana,
I don't think Julian Alvarez had any chance in this game, did he?
No, just that same Griezmann pass that he got in the second half. He didn't get any real. He had 5 shots,
the second goal,
far out or something.
The second goal, the only chance he had, which I think, like, for me, like, maybe Gallagher, like a pass to Gallagher would have been much better instead of Julian Alvarez, because Gallagher was empty.
Free, and I think Gallagher would have scored from that position. But even then, if you see Alvarez or Gallagher, you're gonna pass to Alvarez because you're just gonna expect him to score.
True. Anyway, so Second goal again. Before that second goal, like the 2-1. Again, Levante got a chance from a corner again, which was saved by Oblak.
Right.
And
That is what I missed.
yes, and again a very bad marking. I don't know like how you allow player to get a free header in our box. But anyway, that happened, and then we were trying to create something, and then Levante was hitting us on the counter attack, and then one stupid pass, and like everyone stopped, dropped to Griezmann. Griezmann passed it to Alvarez.
Hmm.
Alvarez tries to, beat the keeper, and then keeper makes a save, drops to Griezmann. Griezmann slides in, and it's 3-1. So that awareness that again, like when you're in the box, like you should be expecting anything, and you should be sharp. And the one who's the sharpest gets that
And this is why
first touch on the ball.
you pay these players the big money, because you notice. I think we said this before. Is that Griezmann and Mbappe are, I think, in La Liga, some of the two players, maybe Lewandowski as well. Some of the few players who in the box, when these dead ball situations happen, they're almost always there before the defender. And the reason why is because there's anticipation that something could happen and it could land to my feet. And just because it could happen, I will be there. That means that you pay for that 1 or 2 second difference between them and the defender. And that's what effectively gave Griezmann that second goal. Well, his brace. So you have to applaud Griezmann there, because I think the defenders, he was going to get there, but he just wasn't going to get there before Griezmann, because Griezmann was already anticipating that it might bounce off the keeper. Makes it run. Simple. But Carlos Alvarez also caused a little bit of havoc after that. He created a really, really nice chance for Jose Luis Morales. Completely bypasses our defense. I think Morales, from the first touch, manages to nutmeg Jimenez and almost gets past Oblak. But again, Oblak saving the day. We don't end up being in 3-2, so on and so forth. And then there's a few other chances that he created, but I think I just want to talk about the notable one, which is the free kick at the very end, where
Which was very, very stupid by Jimenez. That was very stupid by Jimenez.
sorry,
Like
the challenge.
the
Oh,
challenge, yes.
I was
I
like,
think like yes, like Hansko is out of position, yes. But again, like you're trying to press him in, like when you're going hard,
mhm.
just one touch from any offensive player, just one touch, and like you're beaten. Because again, like you're trying to press him, and like you're going in with your full pace, one touch by the opposite player, and like you're beaten. And that's what exactly happens with Jimenez. He tries to go in like to press, he
And it's
gets
too
too
close.
close,
Yeah.
and like just one touch he gets beaten, and then he has to again brought him down, which was again very near to the penalty box as well. That was a very stupid foul from Jimenez.
To me, I get what you're saying. I just feel like it was one of those positions that where I think you take it off. I know it's not ideal, but you take it out before it becomes a real problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like like he took the touch, so like the next touch he was obviously getting into the box,
Yeah.
and
So
Jimenez was bitten. Jimenez was, I think he would have been behind his back. So again, Jimenez could have done nothing after that for sure.
the
But what
problem
I'm
I
saying
have
is like
is,
how you
sorry.
approach him. I was
Mhm.
saying how you approach him. You could have like like
Keep it.
slowed down before
Yeah, yeah.
approaching him. Instead of like just rushing in.
It
So
was too
Even Simeone was very angry with it. Like
and I
when he
get that.
considered the foul. But yeah,
Because
yeah. Sorry.
the
Go on.
initial the foul itself is not the problem, is the fact, as you said, it's the approach. You're too aggressive. Hanko is out of position. All you need to do is force the situation to slow down, get your players back, because your players are already rushing in. Levante is not going to get there before you. Slowly play down. You're smart enough to do that, but he had a rush to the head. Got too aggressive. A young beats him, and it's as simple as, all right, I have to take him out. The problem is, a lot of times I think with Lunamonda and Longway, they don't do the follow up tackle when they make that mistake, and we just end up conceding a really tricky chance. So in that sense, I can applaud him, but again, yeah, it was a mistake by Jimenez, and it should have been avoided, especially that late into the game where you really need to keep your calm overall. But I think the real problem is the free kick itself. Every part of that sequence of play, to me, should have made that very hard for them to get in. The wall of Almada and Alvarez, I don't know what that's about. Uh, you put the
But I mean, like, because they can't mark anyone. That's the thing. Like, they can't mark anyone. And like from that angle, I don't think any player would try to like go in for a shot unless like you're very very confident.
but they did. But as the
Yeah.
so you're 100% right. But they did, and there's the inherent problem. The wall was ineffective, but more so than that, why is nobody able to clear a near post shot like that? It shouldn't get to Black. It shouldn't be a problem. It should never get to him, and cause an issue. We get bailed out because he's offside and he affects the play. I think Black would have had it otherwise, but this is an example of you need to go back to the basics. This is not a system, it's not whatever. Figure out near post, far post, center. Simple. Figure that out. Once you have that down, now you can figure out the sequences. We've barely scored from set pieces, but we're really bad from conceding them. And
This guy, you have to talk to this guy about this.
we did 21 corners against a team that has conceded, I think, the most from set pieces this season in Levante. That that shows a bad sign for us. You know what I mean? We only played really well in set pieces against Real Madrid this season, and basically nothing else. And well, Frankfurt. But again, those two teams are particularly fragile with set pieces. Everybody else just don't do anything particularly special. So we need to talk about that. We need to address that. And then now we can talk about the subs that I think I need to question Simeone a bit. For the millionth time, actually. This is
Talking to him.
This is a simple matter of Nico Gonzalez comes onto the pitch for Giuliano. Giuliano is not tired. Giuliano has already had a very good game. What you do with Giuliano is you effectively take a very good player and you put on an inferior player in terms of form onto the pitch to do the exact same thing. Worse yet, you shoehorn Nico onto the left-hand side where he's more comfortable, and you have Almada on the right. What reason is there to do that? Almada has been perfectly fine on the left throughout this entire season. And before he even came onto the pitch, Almada and Griezmann came on and did really well. Gallagher came onto the pitch to change a little bit of the dynamic, double pivot, and have Bayern take off Bayern, who, by the way, had a really good game, but was ineffective because of terrible tactics at hand of the cross and Inshallah after 200 million spent. But this whole situation is you started off Solot, which we didn't need. You put on Molina, Nico Gonzalez, and Gallagher. Although Gallagher was fine, I don't have a problem with Gallagher, and I think he was a fine substitute. I wanted Johnny. Instead of Molina, I wanted Pubil. Instead of Nico, I wanted literally anybody else, like Raspadori, Carlos Martin, anybody. It didn't make sense to see these three players because not only would Nico didn't do anything of worth, he just made the team worse.
No, I mean, I didn't understand the substitution. Like, I don't know, like, why are you playing Nico on the left back? Like fine, like, Coloni did it because, like, again, like, he wanted to try something new for the World Cup because, like, if one of his left back gets injured or anything. But, like, you have options. Like, what do you mean? You can...
Galan is there. You can switch Kanko there. You can do options.
Exactly. You do have options. Like, why do you need to play Nico Gonzalez as a left back? But, again, like, we all know, like, Molina is a undisputed substitute for us right now. He has to come on.
Completely useless.
So let's just talk about like only 4 substitutions because again, yes, we're gonna talk about 4 substitutions. So Nico Gonzalez, Thiago Almada for me was selfish. He was selfish. I think even like he was selfish. Even the last move we had, he could have literally passed it to Nico Gonzalez, but it's okay. And then Gallagher again, last 10 minutes. I think Gallagher again, like he brought in his pace, his that to pressure. I think it was good. Gallagher 10 minutes was decent. And then Griezmann again. For me, he was the man of the match. I don't know how Julio Alves won it, but for me, Griezmann was man of the match. He scored 2 goals. Perfect super sub right now for us,
Hmm.
and I hope it remains the same because again, we don't need another goal drought or anything from Griezmann at the moment. Even if it's like if Griezmann is coming off the bench and providing those goals, I don't mind it. And so Griezmann, Nico Gonzalez, Almada, Gallagher. Again, I don't think like he made any mistake in the substitution. Just the Nico Gonzalez one. Like, there's no need for you to like like bring him
I love
on.
how
Like,
you're not mentioning somebody, but
but
we
no,
swim up. So,
we. Oh yeah, sort of right. But no, I'm just saying that we only have 4 substitutions right now. Like, forget we have 5 substitutions.
we have
So
4 substitutions because Millionaire will be one.
yes, it will be one. So we have 4 substitutions, and then I think I'm slowly starting to believe like we are gonna end up back to the 3 substitution thing, because Nico Gonzalez or Molina has to be there for some reason. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because again, like that was such a stupid substitution. Like Raspadori doesn't have any minutes. You go on to sub Ruggeri, which again, like fine, I get it. Like like but again, Nico Gonzalez is not gonna do something out of the box from that position as well. So there is no need for you to make that change. What you can do is bring on other player. For example, instead of Julian Alvarez, you can bring on Raspadori, because again, it's just last 5 minutes remaining in the game. But no, you don't do that. You can bring on Johnny Cardoso for Koke, which I think he. Wait, hang on. Who came on for Thiago Almada? Sorry, who came off for Thiago Almada?
It was Barrios. No, yeah, it was
No,
Barrios.
no. Barrios came off for, I
So a lot
think.
of Barrios were the initial two who came off. So Baena went into the midfield, and Almada went onto the left. That was the switching for, and Griezmann took Solomon's position. That was the switching in yeah, around the 60th minute. That was the original switch in dynamics. I thought it was going to be Baena coming on, um, coming off because of the double substitution. But yeah,
Right. And then Simeone came off for Molina. Cool.
and
Cool.
and then
Gallagher came on.
so Diana and Molina came. Sorry, Diana and Giuliano came off, and then we switched to the quote unquote 5-3-2, where Llorente is now a centre back, and Molina is doing all the offensive work, and Nico is the left wing back, who I don't know what he was doing in that game. But yeah,
He got the yellow card. So yeah, he actually put his name on the that stats sheet, whatever you want to call it.
sure.
But yeah, again, Nico Gonzalez for the last 15 minutes. That was a substitution wasted. Yes, that was a substitution wasted from this guy again. But anyway, so that's 3-1. Again, my prediction, by the way, 3-1. I was right. So it's another 3-1. And that's it. It's good. We have 3 wins from last 3 games. All were home games. Now I think like challenge starts. Now we have tough games coming up. We have Getafe away, the next one. And then we have Inter Milan at home. So it's not going to be easy. Again, it's both of the games are must win. Even Real Madrid dropped points today, so again, we have to capitalize on it. It won't make sense like next game you go and like you draw the game or like you lose the game. Then what's the point? You're just there for like the second, third position, and again, then I think Barcelona will drop points as well. Celta, they don't have a good record away from home against Celta Vigo. So I don't know, I have this feeling like Barcelona will drop points as well. And Villarreal, there will be a moment in the season where they will drop points as well. Right now, I mean, they're doing pretty well, but there will
They,
be a
they,
time where.
they, they're doing really well. I think their problem is they have been categorically mediocre across every big team that they've faced so far this season. We weren't particularly amazing, and we beat them 2-0. Real Madrid weren't particularly amazing, and they just suffocated them. And
But again, the thing is like both of the games Villarreal played, they were away from home. We
I don't think it's. I maybe I. This might be me being a bit cynical because of the situation, because I think Villarreal is still a very good team. I think their squad is very good. I think they just lack individual players to really change a dynamic of the teams. They just sold Baena, they sold Eta Young, they sold Tiano Barry. It's hard to replace those players. Mikatata hasn't really got hit the ground running yet. Pepe has his moments, but when he isn't on it, he isn't on it. You know what I mean? And
True.
no replacement.
True.
So yeah,
Anyway, let's last part of this episode rating. So quick, let's be quick in case about this one. Jano Black. How much would you rate him?
8. Saved our game.
8. True. I think I'll give him a 7.5.
And then the back line, let's go quick. Ruggeri, Hanko, Jimenez, and Llorente. Jerry was like a 6. Nothing too great, nothing too bad. Nothing I can't really write home about, but much better than the previous game. Hanko, great game, 7.5. Jimenez would be better if you didn't lose your head at times, so I'll give you a 7. And Llorente, really good game as per usual, 8. So,
I agree. I agree. Actually, I agree. So I agree with it. Midfield.
midfield, let's go. So Baena, what is it? Baena, Koke Barrios, and Juliano. Baena had a really good game, but it was just wasted on the bad tactics because I think he was in positions to do more, but he kept on crossing instead of doing what he's best, which is creating that chance and finding that through ball instead of things. But he had a good game nonetheless. So I think 6.5 or 7, I think is a fair. 7 is probably
7. Yeah, I think I'll give Baina 7.
Cookie and to write home about, but really good performance as per usual. So I think it's a 7. I think what he did well. Barrios, outstanding game, outstanding in that 60 minutes. Really, really good. He linked up really well on the right. He had chances. He probably could have scored in that moment. Maybe should have passed the solid. I don't know. But he was really good in the first half, and he was really good in the second half until he was eventually subbed off. I think you'd probably have to give probably another 8 as well. And Giuliano, a little anonymous throughout the game. Again, I will chalk that up to tactics, but he did well where he was needed and what he needed to do. So again, I think I'll give him a little 7.5 because he helped with the goal. And
I agree. I agree with midfield as well. The front two.
Alvarez, I can't remember too much of him in the first half. Yet, when you look back at the moments, he actually was very influential. And in the second half, he was even more so. I think he was really, really good in that second half. Just beautiful football in that second half. So I'll probably give him an 8, to be honest. I think it was really good. Besides the fact that he didn't finish, he didn't score a goal, and these other things. Because you can't create 6 chances from playing the ass. Like, he did really, really well. All things considered, the moments in time, the things that he was doing for the team, where he was, where he needed to be, the runs, all that stuff. Really, really good performance. Except that he didn't get a goal or an assist, which is a shame. I think he did deserve that. But he didn't really get many chances to really show that off today. So I'd give that. And then Solat, Jesus. Let's give you a 4, buddy. Don't play again.
Wow, 4. Okay.
Not even
yeah,
particularly bad, just very. I don't remember a time where I've ever felt more frustrated outside of another game from Solat this same season. So it's either this or the Alaves game or the LJ game or the thing. It's just like you keep doing this, you keep not trying. And I don't like it, and I think
I'll give Solat a 6. I think I'll give Solat a 6. Julian Alvarez, I think 8 would be fine. I think, but yeah, so that would be my 4.
so now I want to hear your thoughts on the subs.
Subs Gallagher 10 minutes. There wasn't much. 6 again. Griezmann, I think man of the match. 9. Thiago Almada, again, I didn't see him much. Just the chances he missed with being a little bit selfish. 6.5. Molina, just to get the yellow card to come on the pitch. 5. Nico Gonzalez, again, there was no need for this. This is like, like you're forcing things at the moment, but just for Argentina. But anyway, it's, I think, another 5 for me. I couldn't remember anything from Nico Gonzalez.
accept the bad parts. That's not good.
I mean, he's playing as a left back. He's not really a left back. So again, there was no need
There's no
for
need.
again for this sub. Like again, this guy. Like, what were you doing, my guy? But
Yeah.
anyway, so how much would you rate the subs?
What was your thought on Molina? I don't remember him at all, to be honest with you.
I remember him getting the yellow card. That's it. I mean, like he
Yeah.
put his name on the
First,
score
first
sheet. What?
touch was a stupid high foot that in any other instance he could have probably got the. He was risking a red card for nothing. If he came up to this pitch and got a red card, oh my god.
I think the whole fan base would have been against him then.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, I didn't really see much of Molina, but it's okay. So those are my subs. But anyway, I think yes, yeah, quick. Your ratings on the subs.
Yeah, I mostly agree, except I just agree, to be honest with you. Like there wasn't particularly much to talk about the subs. Is I agree. Griezmann did really well. Armada was good. Gallagher was good as well, and that's kind of it. I think the other two was just not necessary.
For me, Griezmann should have been man of the match, but it's okay. Julian
I
Alvarez got
agree.
it. Fine. I hope he gets some confidence from it. And again, talking about Julian Alvarez, again, we guys will drop a episode this midweek, where we'll invite a random Atleti fan. Will just like follow us on Twitter for the updates. So there would be some challenge, and you guys have to do the challenge, and randomly we'll pick someone from the account to come on our channel, and hopefully and then the episode we'll have would be, again, it's very, the conversation right now is very much noisy at the moment of Julian Alvarez and Barcelona. So we'll talk about this in detail, Julian Alvarez and Barcelona, like what's going on, because the interview he gave to Quip, or Quipe, I don't know how to, whatever. But again, it's being very noisy, because again, like, what do you mean by will evaluate at the end of the season? It's not really a good answer from Julian Alvarez, but we'll talk about this in detail. Atleti and Barcelona, like what's going on. So any Atleti fan could get a chance to come on this show. So like, stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter as well for the updates. From there, you guys can check the updates. And until then, guys, do let us know your opinions on the match, on the starting lineup, first half, second half, and what would be your overall thought, and what would be your thought about my new friend over here. So yeah, don't forget this as well. Until then, we'll see you guys soon, and Opatleti. Ciao, ciao.